for pheasant hunting Saturday.
This is the news station, WNEP 16.
Good evening. It's dangerous and it was leaking.
For several hours tonight, firemen from Scranton kept a close watch on an ammonia leak. An ammonia leak that officials say a contractor tearing down the old Dairy Lee building in the city's west side apparently jarred an ammonia tank, the tank that he thought was empty. A small leak developed and firemen were called in to keep any harmful fumes from getting into the air near homes in the neighborhood. No one had to be evacuated, and crews from Pennsylvania Gas and Water were finally able to plug that leak late tonight. They came to hear about evacuation of their town tonight in Taylor Borough. About 60 residents showed up at the Borough Council chambers to learn of a new plan for evacuating the area in case of trouble in the cleanup of toxic waste dumps. The meeting called by Taylor's mayor so that people will know what to do if they have to leave. Residents without cars or who are crippled should call the Taylor Borough building to let officials know where they live. Environmental officials have started moving in equipment to clean up the Taylor dump. Workers spent most of the day today connecting telephone and electric lines to offices that'll be used by the Environmental Protection Agency at the dump. 700 barrels of hazardous wastes found at the Taylor dump will be removed within the next 3 weeks.
People who want a say in what happens to the Butler Street Bridge in Wilkes-Barre will have their chance tonight. A public hearing is set for 7 at Coughlin High School. PennDOT is trying to decide whether the old crumbling bridge should come tumbling down or be fixed up. One report says it would cost about $500,000 more to repair the span rather than tear it down and build a new road there.
And Newswatch continues, Newswatch 16, with fun at Pocono. But was it worth it?
And meteorologist Tom Clark has a winner of a forecast, at least for a while.
Serving all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania, this is wnep-tv.
They lost thousands. That's what promoters of the Pocono Jam rock concert are saying now that the show at Pocono Downs is over. This is how the racetrack in Plains Township looked like this afternoon as workers were trying to put things back in order. Concert promoters expected some 13,000 fans of Joan Jett, Cheap Trick, and other rock bands to show up yesterday, but only about half that number turned out.
This was the scene outside Pocono Downs racetrack in Plains Township just before 4 Sunday afternoon during Pocono Jam 1983. A few hundred people who paid to get into the parking lot but not the concert decided they wanted to see the show. State police and security guards were prepared for something like this, so about 20 state police put on their riot gear and stopped any violence from breaking out. All day long, security were at the track working to make sure the people who did have tickets didn't start trouble. Overall, the crowd didn't mind that.
It's all right. It's getting the job done.
Do you think that they're offending anybody?
They didn't bother me none.
Well, I didn't like the idea of going into purses, but it was okay. If they don't want booze in here, that's up to them. I won't bring it in.
It wasn't bad. It didn't bother me at all.
Is there anything they did that you didn't approve of?
No. We didn't like the idea that we couldn't go back out to our car because we had brought food and things that we wanted to bring in. And we didn't know it until we already had come through the gate.
After the concert finally came to a close, no one got seriously hurt, and those who saw it and heard it seemed to enjoy Pocono Jam 83. Jacqueline Carr, Newswatch 16, Plains Township.
A new invention to help the blind see, and what the president has done to the hearing aid business. The stories as Newswatch 16 update continues.
I'm Mike Stevens on the Pennsylvania Road for Newswatch 16, and I meet a lot of interesting people. A maker of some interesting gadgets. A very special group of bell ringers. A builder of some very fine furniture. Competitors in a rather unusual contest. Those are just some of the folks I've met so far. I hope you'll join me for a visit with some others on the Pennsylvania Road on Newswatch 16.
It's the high cost of one type of hearing aid that you might expect would bring sales of the device down. Instead, as Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens reports, the hearing aid is popular, mainly because the president wears one.
73-year-old Leona Farley of Allenwood is being fitted for a hearing aid. She's getting one that will fit in her ear and cost her about $600. It's not quite as small as the one President Reagan wears, but it's the closest thing she can afford.
That's the kind I like, so it isn't visible.
Why don't you spend the $1,100 to get the real small one?
Nothing doing.
In-the-ear hearing aids have been on the market about 2 years. They cost between $350 and $1,200, depending on how small they are.
People buy Rolls Royces. People buy Cadillacs that could get along with a Ford. My personal feeling is that if you could hear appreciably better with something that looked like a miner's lamp on top of your head, that's the way you ought to go for hearing.
But for those who don't want to wear a miner's lamp, they can get the in-canal hearing aid with a gold tip to boot for only $1,175. Problem is, once it's in the ear, no one's going to know about the gold tip because they can't see it. Isn't that the idea? So if you are in the market for a hearing aid, the best thing to do is consult a hearing aid specialist so you can get one that's right for you. Craig Stevens, Newswatch 16, Williamsport.
Mother Nature's been doing some disastrous things across the country.
Tom Clark will tell us what's ahead for our area, and you decide what's ahead for Joe Zone. Will we let him out of the bag? We'll let you know in one moment.
Catch breakdancing.
Tonight at 7.
Beautiful weather here, Tom.
Absolutely, Karen. You know, I was just thinking, some nights I feel like wearing a bag over my head standing out here after some of the forecasts I give, like especially last Thursday when it rained on Friday.
Yeah, a little mistake there, Tom.
Well, that may happen in the future. Who knows? Nights tonight, folks, across the viewing area. Lots of clear skies and mild temperatures. It's almost comfortable out here at this late hour. But there has been some rain showers up over the northwestern corner of Pennsylvania, up around Erie. Let me show you the temperature outside now under the clear skies. A few crickets still awake in the backyard tonight. 63 degrees outside now. The humidity up there at 70%. The wind south at 5. And the barometer is now rising. Our high today here was 77 degrees. That's 10 degrees above normal, and it felt like it. The low last night was 51. Records for this date 84 and 34. And that there is the very hazy view looking west after sunset tonight across the Wyoming Valley. And it's still very hazy outside at this hour. Newswatch 16's color satellite photograph shows a lot of cloudiness well south of the Carolinas. That will not affect us. We do have some rain showers now crossing upstate New York at about 45 miles per hour. They will stay to our north tonight, but it's this line out here inching its way towards Pennsylvania, separating very warm air from cool air to the north. 89 degrees this afternoon at Lafayette, Indiana, and that is summer-like air indeed. That air moving in our direction. We will be near the 80-degree mark here Tuesday afternoon. Now this line will move very slowly across the state tomorrow night and on Wednesday, and with it some rain. So change is coming. Here's our forecast for tonight. It looks like this: clear skies and mild temperatures, some fog in the valley areas, especially out around Williamsport. Canton, 55 degrees tonight in Pringle. The low tonight a mild 60, 57 the low in Hazleton, 59 in Pottsville, and about 59 in Milton. For tomorrow, plenty of hazy, warm sunshine through the midday and afternoon hours. It will be windy and warm. Look at that, 80 in Duryea, 80 in Towanda, I love it, 82 in Stroudsburg, about 81 in Sunbury, 79 in Williamsport, but it will be breezy in the afternoon with winds gusting up to about 17 or even 20 miles per hour. But you know, it's a fact that changes in the weather can affect the way we feel and behave. And based on atmospheric pressure, temperature, humidity, and wind, we can determine how your mind and body may respond to tomorrow's weather conditions. And so each and every night we're going to show you the Health Watch forecast, and that will give you an idea of how tomorrow's weather may influence your reflexes, your resistance to aches and pains, your ability to concentrate, and your mood. Now for tomorrow's weather, well, it's not going to have much effect on the first two categories and for your mood, but your ability to concentrate will be affected. It will be very low tomorrow. Well, for some of us, that is, because of the very warm temperatures, well above normal tomorrow. So you want to be wary of making any very important decisions tomorrow. It's just that your mental alertness may be just a bit off, but not a bad day altogether. Here it is, tomorrow, partly sunny, near 80 for that high tomorrow afternoon. The rain will come in tomorrow night into Wednesday as that front moves very slowly across the state. We could use some more rain, and we're sure going to get it. You'll need an umbrella for sure on Wednesday. Cooling off Thursday and Friday, but the weather should stay pretty nice after that front moves on through heading into the weekend. But that 80 tomorrow will not break the record, which is 85 degrees. But Karen and Nolan, it's going to feel pretty good outside tomorrow. very much like summer.
All right, I'm going to look forward to that. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah,
How about
terrific.
That's
And we don't have to apologize for not concentrating tomorrow either.
Yeah, that's
Blame
right.
it on the weather.
Won't be our fault. It'll be our meteorologist's fault, as a matter of fact. Coming up, how you voted on bagging Joe's own.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Cephalo of the Miami Dolphins. I grew up in Pittston, and I love this area of Pennsylvania, but I don't like what's happening to some of our youngsters in this area and throughout the country: drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol make you think that you're stronger, faster, and smarter, but they actually make you slower, less coherent, and weaker. Stay away from them. Do yourself a favor. They're only trouble.
No, this is not the unknown sportscaster with us. It is Joe Zone under all of that.
Hi, Joe.
And you're doing it for a reason, correct?
That's right. I said that the Yankees would win the division this year, and if they didn't, I would do sports bound and bagged. So here I am.
True to your word.
And that's enough of that. Tim Carlson was out with the boys in the bar tonight to find out their thoughts on the baseball playoffs.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's Monday night, boys in the bar and the whole bit. You know, here we are again, John K's and Clark Summit. You know, I tell you, all night long since I've been here, this guy, Bob, he's been ragging New York, New York, New York, New York. Okay, Bob, why do you like New York team?
Why not? They're great. Better than Buffalo.
Hey, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks a lot. We're going to go over and talk to some other folks over here and just see what they have to say. I think we're going to talk some baseball over this part of John K's right now. How you doing, guys?
All right.
All right.
All right. Getting ready for the Phillies tomorrow, right, Ranger?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Time out now. Your name?
Mike.
All right, Mike. And who do you like?
Phillies. All the way. Phillies in 83.
Don't believe a word he says about the Phillies. Watch that American League East.
If you were the head coach of the Jets and you had to beat the Buffalo Bills, what exactly would you do with that pass game?
Well, short to the tight end. Enough. You want to keep them short enough. So, see, like that interception there. See?
No, we can't
I
see
know
that.
what I'm talking about.
I kind of like Buffalo. See, most of the guys in the bar want Buffalo, so I got to go along with them, or they start throwing ashtrays at me, and, you know.
No, I can't believe it. It's all over with. The boys in the bar for this week, but next week we'll be out and around again during Monday Night Football, and who knows, you may be one of our boys in the bar next week. We'll catch you later.
Well, for the record, I like the Phillies in 4, the Orioles in 5, and the Phillies to win it all. That ought to be the kiss of death on a couple of teams right there. New Super 16 out this week. Some big changes in the lineup. 4-0. Bishop O'Hara has moved into the 16th spot. Wyalusing 18-0 over 3 years. 4-0. This year's number 15, Blue Mountain, is in for the first time at 14. Minersville 5-0 is 13. Our 12th ranked team is Honesdale. 11. The Dunmore Bucks. Scranton Prep is 10th. Then at number 9, Mount Carmel, after losing to top-ranked Berwick. Valley View has moved up to 8th. Coughlin remains number 7. Montoursville is 6. Hanover area, big jump, still unscored upon him. 5 games up to 5. Pottsville is 4th. Ranked North Pocono is right up there, number 3. Valley West, number 2. And Berwick still the number 1 team. Boy, it's tough breathing in here. Nebraska continues to dominate the college football rankings. They think I'm smiling, don't they? I'm not. Number 1 since the beginning of the season. Texas is up to 2. Alabama. Penn State's game next week is now number 3. North Carolina is 4th. Look at West Virginia up to the 5th spot. Ohio State, Auburn, then Oklahoma, Florida, Arizona round out the top 10. Monday Night Football, you just saw it here. The New York Jets, big winners over Buffalo, 34-10. And if you're going fishing tomorrow, leave the bag at home. I don't mean the wife. I don't mean the wife, the bag. There it is. There's a good time, 12:30. It's oxygen, folks. I'm not getting any. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
We found a way maybe to keep him quiet, keep him in the bag for a while.
That's right. But of course, we asked you, of course, on our 6 o'clock, if you were with us tonight on Newswatch 16, if you think that Joe should be bound and bagged all week in light of the Yankees' finish and what Joe thought, or should he just be bagged for tonight? Well, apparently, you like what you see.
What?
Those phoning into our yes phone, bag Joe all week, 90%. That's 90%.
I'll remember that. That a big
Only 10% of you took pity on poor Joe and said, no, take it off.
And they're all my relatives.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, someone else took pity on you, our news director. Now, he's new, so you have to forgive him.
Yeah,
he doesn't quite know Joe yet. But he told me to give you this. Our Newswatch 16 Get Out of the Bag free card. So this entitles you to take off your bag, but He said if you ever stick your foot in your mouth again, the bag goes back on.
Oh, that's very nice.
Okay? We'll help you out here, though.
Please.
I really can't take it off. I really can't.
I know, it's tough,
I'm enjoying this too much.
Pull a Houdini out of us, Joe, will you? See if you can get out there.
Oh, you're smiling.
You do look much better that way, fellow. All right, you work on the knots yourself, okay?
Get out of jail free, huh? I'll get out of the bag free.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Nice going.
Thanks.
I hated to do that.
I know.
Next year, the Yankees all the way.
Okay,
Oh, you're not making any promises, though? I hope not. And when Newswatch 16 continues, we'll introduce you to some people who really believe that actions speak louder than words.
We'll take a look at that story when we come back.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Finally tonight, use your imagination. That's what about 500 elementary students were told to do this afternoon at King's College. The Touchstone Mime Troupe of Bethlehem put on a show for the kids, a performance that uses only a few props and lots of imagination. It's all part of National Higher Education Week. The internationally known mime troupe will perform again for the public tomorrow night at 8 at the King's College Gym, and the performance is free of charge. Looks like fun.
Yeah, I'd like to be a part of that.
Well, you were doing very well here. Geez.
Thank you very much. Something like that. Incidentally, we would like to thank all of you who did phone in tonight. You know, from time to time on Newswatch 16, we have our unscientific, informal telephone polls when we really ask your opinion on substantial questions of the evening. Of course, whether or not to bag Joe was not a substantial question or issue in our community, but it was a lot of fun. And for those of you who voted one way or the other, we won't tell Joe who you were. Don't worry about it. We thank you for your votes.
You paid 50 cents to do it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We thank you also because you paid 50 cents to do it. Absolutely. Next, on Nightline, the battle between education and sports. And for the first news of the day, we invite you to join Frank Andrews, Jay Christopher, and Noreen Clark, meteorologist, for Newswatch 16 this morning. That's at 6:30 in the morning.
And for the team, thanks for being with us, and good night.
Good night.